Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Asiphesona. For those who don't know me, for those who do know me, I'm Asiphesona. So today, this is a very special video that I'm doing because, as you all know, my channel is about personal development, lifestyle and vlogs, but mostly about personal development. So now, because the goal that I have for Tina in this personal development journey, today I'm going to be speaking about the most important part of it. The foundation. I'm going to be speaking about self-confidence, and I'm going to speak about the importance of it. The video is divided into two parts. So firstly, I'm going to speak about the importance of self-confidence. Like everyone tells us, we need to be confident, younger land. But I'm going to tell you my three reasons as to why I feel you need to be confident. Why do you need to be confident in the first place? And in the second part of the video, I'm going to give you tips. Like, for example, you say to me, like, I'm not confident, hun. Like, I really am not confident, and I'd like to learn, like, what can I do to be confident? So then I'm going to give you my 3 tips again, as to, how you can be confident. So basically, the first part is importance of confidence, 3 tips. And then the second part is how, the tips on how to be confident, 3 parts again. So I'm gonna give you my tips, not Wikipedia's. So like whatever I'm giving you is my tips as to how you can be confident, based on the things I've observed in my life in general. So first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video first of all, and I'd like you guys to please subscribe to the channel. Please to like the video, it helps me a lot, and comment down below, engage with me. I'd like to engage with you, and also click on the notification bell so that every time I post a video you will be notified. So let's get to the video. So first of all, why do you need to be confident? I'm going to give you my tips as to why you need to be confident. The first part, you need to be confident because you will then be able to recognize your worthy. What do I mean by this? So most of the time, we are afforded opportunities. Opportunities do come our way, but like 90% of the time, if you are not confident, you won't even recognize by you're worthy to have that. For example, if someone came to me like 4 years back, because then I was not confident. I used to think I was fierce, I was sassy, but I wasn't confident. So if someone came to me then and said yes, when you should open a YouTube channel, I was gonna be like, nah, because I wasn't confident. Like, me start a YouTube channel, because that's for certain people, man. YouTube is for certain people. In my opinion, I used to think YouTube was for rich people. I don't know. So if someone came to me then, I would not have been able to be like, okay. So if someone came to me last year, which some actually did, and be like, you need to start a YouTube channel, I was like, yeah, I'm actually thinking about that, because I'm now confident in myself, because I recognize I'm worthy to be on YouTube. I'm worthy to do anything that I think I can do, or anything I want to do. So as well as for you, that is my reason as to why you need to be confident, because then you will be able to recognize you are worthy to do anything. So for example, say I can come to you now, let's say like you have a beautiful voice, and I come to you and like, why don't you join Idols? Why don't you go on Idols? Have a beautiful voice. You're like, Idols, me, and that's like, very prevalent. Like, we see that a lot. I come to you and you're like, you have a beautiful voice, when you should go to Idols. Okay, not even something that major. Hey, I know you can act. I've seen you act at school, Klambi. And there's an agency that's looking for people to act, and you're like, me. Yeah, I know I can act, but that's a bit, no, not me. So then, unfortunately, opportunities pass you by because you did not recognize your worthy. So imagine if you were confident in yourself to the point where you were able to like, yeah, I can do that. You don't think, I can't do that. That's for certain people, and opportunities pass you by. That's the first point. The second point is it will improve your quality of life. What do I mean by this? So now that you've recognized that you're worthy, you're worthy to be on YouTube, for example, now you're able to learn to do things that improve your quality of life. For example, now that you've seen, as in they actually, interlink, now that you've seen that the first part, I'm worthy. So now you meet a group of guys, a group of girls, and these girls, like, they're so intelligent, okay, they're so nice or whatever, and you're like, I wish I could be there. But now, because you don't trust yourself, you like, you're self-conscious, but what if they think, what will they say, like, you don't trust yourself, and then you miss out on that opportunity to learn crucial information that could have changed your life. And then they will decreasing your quality of life. So now, if you are confident in yourself and you do things and you participate in things, like anything really, then now your quality of life gets improved because you learn something, you become a better person, and you in turn make more money that will change your life. So for example, say you want to start a YouTube channel as well, now you are able to improve your quality of life because you are able to take on projects or any things that will improve your life. The third point and the last point in the importance as to why you need to be confident, you become less hateful. So this is my favorite. You become less hateful in the sense of if you look at two apps like that are so famous, Facebook, Twitter. 90% of the time there's some mocking of someone, like it's hate, it's bullying, cyberbullying. Most of the time, there are good things happening on the platforms, definitely, but most of the time it's like hate and doesn't care. So now, why is that so? Tina, studies have shown, we're a very hateful generation. We're a very bullying generation. Why? Because most of us are very unconfident, and most of it they portray themselves to be, I'm confident, you can't tell me nothing, no. But when you look at their lives, the kind of people they are, they just portray that there's not really much confidence here because they always putting people down, all of that. So now if you're very confident in yourself, why do you need to be confident? The last part, you will become less hateful. When you're confident and you're sure of yourself, you don't need to pick on people, bring people down to feel good about you, And imagine if we were not this generation that's hateful, we were confident and we were fine in ourselves. Imagine how kind would be. Do you think Facebook and Twitter would be what they are now? No. So that is the last point. First of all, the first point I said you will recognize you are worthy. Please get this one. And the second part is that you will improve your quality of life. You will improve your own quality of life. And the last part, you will become less hateful, or you will become not hateful at all. So now, that is the importance of confidence. So now you say, I get you, I feel you, and I want to be I get this, but honestly, I have been this person. I used to think I'm confident, I portray myself to be this confident hand, but actually I'm not. I'm really not confident. But I'd like to be confident. I want to be confident, and you're what can I do, sis? So now I'm telling you my 3 tips on what you can do, practical things that you can do, you must do to become confident in yourself, to be able to get those ones right. The importance to be able to get there. Now I'm going to take you as to how do we even get there. The first point in tips on how to become confident, first of all, you need to go back to the source. What do I mean by this? Go back to the source. I mean that go back to the reason, what made you feel unconscious about yourself, because you weren't not confident. You were confident for some time of your life, until someone said something. It's always the case. You were confident, you were fine. You didn't people that think they're ugly now, they didn't, they never thought they're ugly until someone said to them, you're so ugly, and someone else was yeah, she's really ugly, and she heard that and she's now, oh, I'm ugly. It didn't just no one wakes up and decides I'm ugly, until someone says something, does something to put that thought in them. But I could actually be ugly, and that's actually very mean to do, by the way. So you need to go back to the source. For example, this one is a very uncomfortable, it's the very the toughest of them all, going back to understanding what makes me feel this way. And you need to be very brutally honest with yourself as to why you feel unconscious. For example, let's say you go back to the thought. For example, let's say they used to say in high school, you stink. They used to say to you, you stink. That's very common in high school. By your albani, those certain things. Most of us has gone through that. Even go to whatever like that. So and most of the time we don't really know, because no one really comes to you and says, girl, you stink. Yeah. So you need to go back to that, uncomfortable as uncomfortable as it may be. You need to go back to that and be like, okay, so when did I actually start to feel this way? Oh, it's actually when Zinzi, for example, said to me, your armpits stink, and she said it in such a way, it's an example. She said it in such a way that, it made it hit home and people laughed at me and whatever. You need to be very specific as to like what made you feel this way. It will take time. You might need to go through some very uncomfortable things, but you really need to go through that, because why? You will go through your life, you will progress. We're talking personal development. You will develop, you will become a businessman, a mother, a dad, whatever, and you will still be very unconfident. So and that will have a negative impact on the people around your life at that time. So say you're a wife and you never dealt with your high school things, because most things happen in high school or primary, because those are the developmental stages of our lives. So anything that happens then, dealt or undealt with, sticks. So when you become now a mom, you become a mom, you become a husband. Let's say you're a husband and people used to say to you when you move in foods, you seem gay or whatever, and that used to bother you so much. Now that you're a father, you're a husband, the minute your wife does something to you, it triggers that emotion and you feel like, oh, Bonnie, you don't see a man when you see me, certain things, because that childhood trauma hasn't been dealt with. So you need to go back and think as to what makes me feel to say, who said it, when did they say it. You need to go back to all those details and deal with it. And I think you need to talk more about it, okay? You need to think more about it, or that wound must be touched, because as I don't know in English, this person says, whatever it Leopold whatever, when you touch a wound guy, tunuga a wound time and time again, it doesn't hurt no more. So it's the same thing as if someone comes to you and say, girl, your armpits used to stink. The following day, your armpits used to stink. The more the more you go back to it, it doesn't bother you as much. You're like, my armpits used to stink. And then the following day, you're like, my armpits used to stink. My armpit used to stink. My armpit used to stink. It doesn't bother you no more. So again, that's the same thing as, go back to it. It doesn't matter to your mouth sting, whatever. For example, I dealt with, crooked teeth vibes, they used to bother me about my teeth. It didn't really bother me, but it did bother me at some stage. So now, it doesn't bother me because I dealt with it. But had I not dealt with it, then for example, I'm on YouTube now. I'm afforded the opportunity to be on YouTube, and I'm like, no, I can't be on YouTube because I have crooked teeth. Imagine. So you need to go back to that and deal with those things. Now the second point is be honest with yourself. Be very honest with yourself. And two things are you honest about? Do you if they say to you your armpits stink, now you need to ask yourself, my armpit, they used to say 4 years ago my armpits stink. Now today, do they stink? If they stink, deal with it. If they don't stink, you're like, they don't stink no more, why should it bother me? So if someone comes to you, from a classmate, for example, you're now progressing, and people like to throw things at you when you're progressing. When they see, okay, now she's making moves, they want to bring back those things to hold you back. But look, when your armpits used to stink, you can't talk to me like that. I don't care who you are, and you're like, come smell me now. Can't smell me, do I stink now? But now you're able to deal with that, and they don't bother you no more, and you realize, man, I don't have that problem anymore. So now come smell my armpits. You're so cool with yourself. You don't they don't bother you. But so I want you to get to that point where you're not bothered about it, but you have to go back for you to get to that point. The last point is think, write, say positive things about you. So you need to do is, you need to write positive things. You need to write positive things about you, say positive things about you, and think positive things about you. So this is very important, because now it determines your future. Now that you've you had them, and you're like, now I'm confident, but what now? But so now you're able to write when you're able to write positive things about yourself, you're able to think positive things about yourself, you're able to now man, okay, I'm the girl. You recognize, okay, my armpits used to stink in high school, and that's okay. But now I've dealt with it, and and even though my armpits just stink, but I wrote a book. you know, and you're like, even though they used to stink, I have a business, you know, I'm the girl, I'm pushing, you know, I'm progressing, like I have a car, I have a wife, younger land or whatever. You're able to now, like, you know, you write positive things about you. This is what I've done, and it's actually very good, and you celebrate that. And also, you like, apart because you know that you've done, you like, I'm such a good person, like I'm such a good listener. People come to me and you know they're like, I'm dealing with this, isn't Jaya? Sorry about the background noise, and all of that. Like, you're able to identify positive things about you and celebrate that, you know. And I want you guys in your journey to learn to self, you know, empowerment in terms of the confidence. You need to, don't be shy about using the like you like confident, like, you know, the good things about you. Don't be shy about them. You know, society teaches us that you know, you have to wait for others to compliment you, yongelando, and it is good to a certain extent, because in as much as, you know, self-confidence is good, but you know that's done in excess becomes a problem. So don't be too confident to the point where you're so arrogant you don't see other people. It's not nice. But like, be confident to the point whereby, you know, be graceful but be confident. Like, if someone comes to you and tells you, you need to, you don't even need to, like, now I feel like the highest level of confidence, guys, that level of confidence is where someone is able to come to you and you don't even grace them by, you know, talking back with them. But I was able to do this. No, you're like, oh, okay, I hear you, cool, shut up, bye. Because you're so cool with yourself, like, you don't even need to explain yourself. You're so, you know, with yourself. So I hope this, you know, I hope this hit home, because it needs to hit home, because it's so important in our journey to self, you know, to personal development. Because I want this, you know, to do this, let's do this together. You know, the tips I will share, I want to, you know, let's progress together, guys. So I hope you guys liked hearing that. I hope you guys learned something from that, and I really do hope you took something, even if it's 1 point, but at least like take something away from this, because you can never be like, even if it doesn't mean that you're not confident, yeah, but you can always improve on your confidence. You can never be like confident to the point where like what's new, I'm so confident I don't need to improve anything about myself, because you're human. You will always have something that, you know, like, you know, confidence is like a process. It takes time. So you're not gonna do landing and tomorrow you're like, I'm the girl. No, you know, there's some way you are acting, or some way, you know, it's a process. It takes time. If you're able to, you know, get to your confidence in 1 month, great. If you're able to get there like after 1 year, great. The, you know, the point is that we get there. It's not like how fast we get there, it's the fact that we get there. So continue working on these things so that you're able to be confident in yourself, because if you're not, you will miss yourself good times and good vibes and good things coming your way. So it's very important that you get this right. So everything else I'm going to share after Lendo on the channel, you know, be confident to recognize first that you are worthy of them. So I hope this spoke to you. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're able to take something from it. Please do share the channel, like share my channel, you know, so that others can be able to come and learn as well, because you got something most, so like these are the to come and learn, you know, and to come and improve me, you know, like develop me, my channel, by liking, by commenting, by subscribing, so that YouTube can like, oh, I recognize that girl's doing something there, so let's promote a channel. Yeah, so please do that for me. So I'm helping you, you're helping me. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys liked it. As I've said before, please do subscribe, like the video, comment down below, notification bell every time I post a video. I hope you guys liked it, and I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.